Every setback you face in life carries a hidden purpose, a lesson, a test, or a redirection. It might look like failure, it might feel like defeat, but in truth, it's preparing you for something greater. When life pushes you down, it's not trying to destroy you, it's trying to strengthen you. Each obstacle, disappointment, and heartbreak is a silent teacher shaping your resilience and refining your spirit. Every setback is a setup for your strongest comeback, but that comeback begins only when you decide not to stay down. You see, the difference between the one who succeeds and the one who surrenders isn't talent, luck, or timing. It's the decision to rise after every fall. It's the refusal to let pain have the final word. When life hits you hard, it's easy to question everything. You may feel the weight of defeat pressing on your chest, whispering that you are not enough. But the truth is, the very moments that break you are the same moments that can build you, if you let them. You can either let setbacks define you, or you can let them refine you. Those who rise from ashes understand that pain is a part of the process. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in discomfort, in moments when you're stretched beyond your limits and forced to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. Every time you rise again, you become stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than before. Think about the most inspiring people in history. Every single one of them faced failure. They were told no. They were rejected, doubted, and underestimated, but they refused to let their setbacks decide their story. They turned rejection into redirection and pain into power. Their resilience became the seed of their greatness. Every defeat taught them something they needed for their next victory. That's how life works. Your greatest breakthroughs are often disguised as your hardest breakdowns. So, when you encounter a setback, do not curse it, study it, ask yourself what it's teaching you. Maybe it's building your patience, maybe it's preparing your character, maybe it's teaching you the value of persistence. Because when the storm passes and you finally rise again, you'll realize that the very thing that tried to destroy you has actually delivered you closer to your destiny. Every setback is a setup for your strongest comeback, not just because you survived it, but because it transformed you. It taught you how to endure, how to focus, and how to keep believing when nothing made sense. You learn that progress is not always visible, but every small act of persistence builds momentum. You start to see that pain was never your enemy. It was your greatest motivator. When you look back one day, you'll see that your strength wasn't born in success. It was born in struggle. Every time you rose after falling, you became more unshakable, more powerful, and more alive than before. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Those words carry the truth that separates champions from the defeated. Pain, no matter how deep or unbearable it feels, has an expiration date. It fades, it transforms, it passes. But the regret of giving up lingers like a shadow that never leaves. When you quit, you rob yourself of the chance to see what could have been. You stop just before the miracle happens, before the breakthrough reveals itself. Every person who has achieved greatness has walked through pain, physical, emotional, mental, but they chose to keep moving even when everything inside them screamed to stop. Pain is not your enemy. It is a messenger that tells you growth is happening. When you push your limits, pain will show up. It will test your patience, challenge your belief, and question your strength. It will whisper lies, telling you that it's easier to give in. But in those moments, when your body and mind are ready to surrender, that's when your spirit must rise. You have to remind yourself that this suffering is shaping something within you that comfort never could. Comfort is a slow poison that kills ambition. Pain, on the other hand, sharpens you, molds you, and prepares you for what's next. Every burn you feel in your journey is the fire that forges resilience. Quitting, however, creates a permanent scar. It tells your heart that it's okay to walk away from your potential, and once you make peace with quitting, it becomes easier to do it again. That's why the people who succeed aren't always the most talented or the most gifted. They're the ones who simply refuse to stop. They feel pain too. They cry, they doubt, they fall apart at times. But even in their weakest moments, they hold onto one truth: pain will end, but regret won't. They understand that the reward doesn't go to those who avoid pain, it goes to those who endure it. Every great victory in life demands a price, and pain is often part of that payment. When you're running, studying, building, or fighting for your dreams, and you feel the ache of exhaustion, remember that you are closer than you think. Most people give up just before the finish line, not realizing that the hardest part of the journey is the final stretch. If you push through that wall, you will discover that what lies beyond pain is pride, peace, and purpose. So, when it hurts, don't retreat. When you're tired, don't stop. Rest if you must, but never quit. The discomfort you feel today is temporary, but the strength you gain from overcoming it will last a lifetime. The tears you shed now will water the seeds of your success. One day, you'll look back and thank yourself for not walking away. Pain will leave you stronger, but quitting will leave you empty. Hold on, endure, and trust that the storm you're in is building the person you were always meant to become. Success belongs to those who refuse to stop moving. The world doesn't reward those who start strong and fade away. It rewards those who keep pushing forward, even when progress seems invisible. Life will test your consistency far more than your talent. It will throw delays, failures, and disappointments at you to see if you'll keep going when no one is watching, when no applause is heard, and when no results are seen. Success is not built in the moments of excitement. It's built in the quiet persistence of showing up again and again, long after the motivation fades. Those who win in life are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who never stay down. Refusing to stop moving means embracing the grind. It means continuing the journey even when your energy is low, your spirit feels drained, and your efforts seem unnoticed. Every small step you take, no matter how insignificant it feels, is part of a bigger picture that you may not yet see. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. You may crawl some days, walk on others, or even sprint when strength returns. But as long as you are moving, you are still in the game. The moment you stop is the moment everything you've worked for begins to fade. The path to success is rarely a straight line. It's a winding road filled with doubt, rejection, and unexpected turns. Many people give up halfway, not because they lack ability, but because they lose patience. They expect instant results and forget that real success takes time. The ones who make it to the top are those who understand that progress often hides behind persistence. They keep moving even when their progress feels painfully slow, because they know that momentum builds silently. The day you stop trying is the day your dream stops growing. Every great story of triumph is written by someone who refused to stop: the athlete who trained through injuries, the entrepreneur who failed dozens of times before one idea took off, the artist who kept creating even when no one cared. Their secret was not luck, it was relentless movement. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They created movement in imperfection. They knew that motion creates opportunity, and opportunity leads to growth. When you choose to keep moving, even in uncertainty, you send a message to the universe that you are serious about your purpose. Momentum has a magic of its own. It attracts clarity, people, and chances that standing still never will. So, when the road feels endless and progress feels slow, keep going. Success belongs to those who move through the storms, through the pain, through the silence. You don't have to move fast, you just have to move forward. Every step, no matter how small, is proof that you haven't given up. And that persistence, that refusal to stop, will one day turn your struggle into a story worth telling. When you feel like giving up, remember why you started. There will come moments when the road feels endless, when your energy is gone, and when every effort feels wasted. In those moments, your mind will try to convince you that quitting is easier, that it's better to walk away than to keep fighting. But that is when you must return to your why. Remember the fire that made you begin. Remember the dream that once kept you awake at night, the purpose that stirred your soul, the vision that made you believe in something greater than your struggle. That reason is your anchor, your source of strength when everything else begins to fall apart. When challenges arise, emotions blur your clarity. Doubt takes over, fear grows louder, and your goals start to fade behind the fog of frustration. But when you reconnect with your why, everything becomes clear again. You started for a reason. Maybe it was to build a better life for yourself, to prove that you could, to honor someone's belief in you, or to create something meaningful. Whatever your reason, it's the light that guides you through darkness. It reminds you that every struggle is temporary, but your purpose is not. People who lose sight of why they began often give up too soon. Those who keep their why close to their heart, however, can endure any storm. Think about every great achievement in the world. None of it was born from comfort or ease. Behind every success story is someone who faced countless nights of doubt, pain, and near defeat. What kept them going was not the applause or the promise of reward. It was the reason they started. When the motivation faded, purpose took over. Purpose is stronger than emotion because it does not depend on how you feel. It depends on what you believe in. Feelings change with every setback, but your reason remains constant if you hold on to it. Whenever you're on the edge of giving up, pause. Don't look at how far you still have to go. Look at how far you've already come. Remember the sacrifices you made, the fears you overcame, the days you didn't think you'd survive but still did. You've already come too far to stop now. You owe it to yourself to see how far your strength can carry you. The road may be longer than you expected, but the reward at the end will be worth every moment of pain. Your why is your compass. It gives direction when confusion sets in and courage when you feel weak. It whispers to you in silence, reminding you that quitting is not an option. The journey was never meant to be easy, but it was meant to be meaningful. When the weight feels unbearable, remember why you began, because the heart that had the courage to start is the same heart that has the strength to finish. Strength is born in the moments you choose to continue. It's not built when life is easy or when everything goes according to plan. True strength is forged in the silent battles, the ones no one sees when you're fighting tears, doubt, and exhaustion, but still decide to take one more step. Every time you refuse to surrender, every time you rise after falling, you add another layer to your strength. It's not about how loud you roar. Sometimes strength is simply the quiet decision to keep going when everything inside you wants to stop. It's a choice, not a feeling. In the hardest seasons of life, you discover who you truly are. When the world seems against you and support disappears, you're left face with yourself. That's where strength begins, in the solitude of struggle. It's built from every sleepless night you endure, every disappointment you rise from, every fear you confront instead of running away. The people who appear unshakable are not the ones who never felt pain. They are the ones who learned how to move through it. They have scars, but those scars are proof of survival, not weakness. Strength doesn't mean you don't break. It means you find the courage to rebuild. Every challenge in life is an invitation to grow stronger. The universe tests you not to destroy you, but to see how much more you're capable of. And when you continue despite the pain, you unlock new parts of yourself: patience, resilience, endurance. Strength grows quietly, almost invisibly. You may not see it day to day, but one morning you'll wake up and realize that what used to break you no longer has power over you. The same storm that once terrified you now feels like something you can walk through. That's growth, that's strength, Continuing in the face of adversity is not about denying your pain or pretending to be okay. It's about acknowledging the struggle and choosing to move forward anyway. Some days you'll move fast, others you'll barely crawl. But forward is forward. Each step matters. Each effort counts. It's in those small, consistent choices that strength is built. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be brave enough to try again. Every act of perseverance plants a seed of confidence that blossoms later when you need it most. So when life feels too heavy, remind yourself that this is the very moment your strength is being created. The moments that test you the most are the same moments that shape you into the person you're meant to become. You may not feel strong now, but strength is not something you feel. It's something you earn through endurance. Keep choosing to continue, keep rising, and one day you'll look back and realize that every painful moment was necessary for the power you now carry inside you. The greatest victory is simply not giving up. It's not always about winning the race, achieving the goal first, or being the most successful person in the room. Sometimes the greatest victory lies in your ability to stay in the fight when everything in you wants to surrender. Life will test your limits, break your plans, and challenge your spirit. But the ones who truly win are not those who never fall. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. Every time you choose to rise again, you claim a quiet victory over fear, over pain, over doubt. That's what makes you unstoppable. Not giving up doesn't mean you don't struggle. It means you face the struggle and decide to keep moving anyway. There will be days when your dreams feel distant, when progress seems invisible, when your mind whispers that you're wasting your time. But those are the exact moments that define you. Anyone can move forward when things are easy. It takes a warrior's heart to move forward when every step hurts. Each time you push through, you are rewriting your story. You're proving that your willpower is stronger than your circumstances. The world often glorifies big victories, trophies, titles, achievements, but the real triumphs are silent. They happen in moments when no one is watching. The morning you get up after a night of doubt, the day you decide to try again after a failure, the times you face rejection but still believe in yourself, those are victories too. They don't always bring applause, but they build character. They forge resilience, patience, and confidence. The more you endure, the more you realize that success is not about one big win, it's about refusing to give up through 1,000 small losses. When you choose to keep going, you change your relationship with failure. You stop seeing it as the end and start seeing it as part of the path. Every time you fail but rise again, you gather experience, wisdom, and courage. You begin to understand that life isn't supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to shape you. The setbacks, the delays, the disappointments, they're not roadblocks. They're resistance, and resistance is what builds strength. Muscles don't grow without tension, and neither does character. The greatest victory is not found in reaching the destination. It's found in your persistence to walk the road. Every time you refuse to give up, you become stronger than before. You learn that endurance itself is a kind of success. You may not have everything you want yet, but you've already overcome everything you thought you couldn't. That's victory. You've beaten the voice that said quit. You've silenced the fear that said you can't, and you've proven that perseverance always wins. Life rewards the heart that never stops believing, because the one who doesn't give up can never truly lose.